YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today I'm going to kick off a new project that I'm doing. And the reason this project came up is because I'm not going to pay ridiculous prices to change two tires on my trailer. So I've got two new tires for my trailer, and I thought, well, why not build a tire changer? And so I've got online, and I found this picture, and it has all the measurements of how wide it is this way, and gives you enough information that you can figure out how to make this. So I've changed a few things on it, like this piece right here that goes down in the center of the wheel to hold it down to this plate. That's different on mine. This here is not going to be there. Instead, I put a stud there that matches my wheel. Now if I do another wheel, then I'll just go in another location and put that stud in another location. So basically I'm going to be setting those up as I do different wheels. So the next wheel, if the hole falls somewhere else, I'll just take the stud out and I'll show you what I mean. This is the base right here, and this here threads in and out. Now I got to put a slot in the top of this, and so I can use a screwdriver to unscrew it and put it in a different location. Whatever the pattern is, that's where I'll put the stud. But for my wheel, that stud's right where it needs to be. So what we've done is we took a weight distribution bar apart, and it had this on it, it had a nut on it, then it had this on it, like that, and then it had another nut on it, which is now inside this tube, and then it had an elbow here, and then this was on there just like that, with this little stud that was right there. So basically that's what it looked like. And so I decided to cut this piece off, cut that elbow out of it, cut that tit off of it, which is no use to me, and I just made it look like that. So here's my bevel that goes in my wheel, and I already got rust on it. I think that's rust. Yep, that's rust already. I just turned that on the lathe the other day. So to start off with, we have our base. Don't need that no more. And the piece I'm going to get for the upright, which is this piece right here, from here down, is going to come off of my trailer. I got to shorten the tongue on my trailer because it's just way too long. So I'm going to cut that much out of my trailer anyway. So I'm going to use that square stock to weld to this base right here. Alright, now to mimic this piece, I made this, and I made it adjustable. So I got 4 different holes. Now this one's only got 2 different holes, but I wanted a little more adjustments, so I put one here and one here. So I've got 4 different adjustments. Alright, then, so now we know what the base is going to be made out of. Then we know what this is going to be made out of, your tower. And we know what this base is going to be made out of. We know what this thing's made out of. That's this right here. And I made this to use this. Now this used to be a bed frame on, or headboard or something for a bed. And I left this on there so that if I wanted to turn this to tighten it, I could just stick me a pipe in there and turn it, which I don't think I ever will, because this is plenty enough to tighten it down. I've already tested it. So I turned this nut down, which used to look just like that, and I just turned half of it down to where it fit tight in here, so that when I pressed it in there, it would hit all four sides, or all, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 sides, and level itself out. So we know that that nut is straight in this pipe. So now we're going to use this as our stud. So basically what I did, I turned that down so that that would fit nice and straight on there. So that'll go on there just like that. Then I will put this on there, and then I'm going to put this down on there and tighten it up. And once I've got it tight, then I'll go around and weld that with my new Harbor Freight welder, which, by the way, is paid for. Finished the job today and paid for my welder. But this is where you set your wheel. You set your wheel down on there. One of your lug holes will go on that stud. Then this will go down on it and tighten it down. And this will be the part that screws down on there. Now, once I've got this done, I'm going to shorten this. I don't need that big a thread. So I'll probably come about halfway down here with the threads. Normally they use Acme threads. They're a little bit bigger, but this is what I have. It's hardened. It's rated for trailers, so I know it's tough. Alright, so now we know we've got that ready. That's your head, which is this part right here. So from here, that's what it'll look like. Alright, so now I've got to weld around that nut right there. Then I've got to weld this. Then once I get my stand on here, then this will weld on top of it. So then for this rod right here, that will be this piece right here. Looks just like it, don't it? Except I added a hole. I did 4 different holes. Now this is 1/4 inch thick steel pipe. What they have on this is that stuff. Real thin stuff. Mediocre stuff. So that's for the handle. I've made my pin that will go in. So here's my bolt that's going to mount that to this part, so I can get a good way of putting this. Now I have to make a new one of these. I got my holes a little out of line, so I'm going to have to redo this piece. So there's your piece that's going to be on the side of your post. These are going to be these uprights right here for your bead breaker. I don't trust these. They're really thin, and you know they're going to bend. So we're going to try to eliminate that by using this. Now, I'm not 100% sure this is what I'm going to use yet, but we're going to try it. If it works, then we're going to leave it. So basically, this is going to go on here just like this, just like that. And, well, let's just go ahead and put it on there. That will go on there just like that. That will go on there just like that. And then this, I got to take and put a bend in it right here. And then that will weld to this right here. Of course, I'll probably, that thing's a little rough. I might look and see if I can find a better piece of steel than that. And then I'll weld that right there to that. So that's going to be our bead breaker. So you get the idea. This piece here will be welded to the tower. I don't know, I might bolt it on just in case I have to move it. And there's your bead breaker. Alright, so now we've got the base, the bead breaker, the tire remover head, your wedge tightener, just like that. Then I got to make the bar. This side's going to be a little tricky. This side, however, is going to be really simple. Basically, it's just cut that little section out and then round that off right there, so, and this off a little bit, so that it doesn't catch your bead on your tar and tear the rubber off of it. So that side's going to be easy. This is the side that takes it off. This is the side that puts it on. That one's a little more tricky. I have this piece that came off of an actual air-powered tar changer, and it had a little ear that came up just like that. So I'm thinking about using this and just put a piece of steel right across here. Let's see if I can find something here. I'll use this as an example. This will not be the piece. Repeat, this will not be the piece. But I can use something like that and weld it on there and just kind of bend it up a little bit and then file it to where it's round. And that should duplicate the ear that got broke off, because it only came up about something like that right there. So we're going to try to make this piece work. If I can make this piece work, what I'll do is cut that off right there. Cut that off. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Nope, ain't going to be long enough. I was going to say I could use these pieces right here for the uprights, but these are 12.5 inches long, and this is only about 10. So we'll cut that off and weld it to the new bar that I have, which is the piece that I bought to remake the axle from a trailer that I ended up not having to make. So I've got that extra piece of 1-inch square solid steel that I can make the changer bar. And then the only thing left is that little V right there, which is right here. So this is basically what it's going to look like. Just like that. Right there. And I think that'll work. So, got a little more work to do on making these pieces. And probably going to have to go get some pin material for this one here that's a little harder than all thread. Yeah, I'm just using all thread. I made that on the lathe last night, so a little more work to do to that to put some keyways in it. Might use Carter keys or something like that, I don't know. But that's what we're doing. We're making a tire changer. Yeah, I said tire that time. I'm a West Virginia boy. I say tar. So, I know it's not right, but I don't care. So, then I've got to paint the trailer. I haven't done that yet. I've been working on a breaker box, putting a new breaker box in the neighbor's house for her, and built that deck, and I just got the gate on it. and so that was to pay for the welder. Yes, I know I should have got a better welder for it, but you know, I didn't know I was going to be doing a breaker box. And doing a breaker box, if you was to hire a electrician to put a breaker box in, you'd probably be into about $1,000 by the time it was said and done. So, yeah, I wish I'd have got a different welder, but oh well. Um, so there you have what's going on at the Bison workshop. Uh, I don't know what else to bring up. I'm probably going to start painting on the trailer tomorrow and maybe finish this up in the evening when I'm done painting. Take advantage of the daylight to paint it. And I might just start off the next part of this video with painting and just speed through the painting process. And once it's dry, now I can't paint up and I can't paint anything past the tongue because I'm going to be cutting it off, and that's where I'm going to get the piece for this. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. So basically that tongue on the trailer is just two of these C-channels that are welded back to back like that. So that's what the tower is going to look like, just like that. Now once I've got this made, then I'll just drill me 6 holes, 3 on each side, and just bolt it to the floor. And I think this will work just fine. We hope. So I hope you guys get the idea of what's going on here. And this is probably what color I'm going to paint it. It's black. It's going to be in the building, so I ain't got to worry about it being in the weather. And I guess that ends this part. I don't even remember what part this is. It's either 5 or 6. Probably 6. So, you guys have a good one, man. Later.